All right, I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm if you can see my screen or not. You can send a message. Okay, yes, you can. Okay. My name is Chi-Chi, and I'm going to be taking the exam prep with you today. We have about an hour, 56 minutes to complete this. Hopefully we can do that. You can send in your messages. I think I'll be able to see your messages. If you have answers to what is the password to get in the room? Okay. That should be on the Telegram link. There should be a link in Telegram, Kate. I see your question in the chat.
Ms. Chishi, I'm sorry. Good afternoon.
No worries. Hi. Hi, good afternoon.
I tried to log on using the regular Zoom and I couldn't get in. So I had to go through the chat, and I noticed this Zoom link that I use to get in, because I have my cousin was also trying to get in, but he couldn't get in. And apparently we tried using the one for the class, and he was saying that Dr. Luck is on another conference call.
Oh, really? Did she try the link? I just clicked on the link and it led me here.
No, because I think what happened is the meeting ID is different. It's different compared to what we use regularly in the class. So that was why I can pass it on. Sorry for interrupting.
No worries. No worries. That's fine. Good afternoon, everyone. It's probably going to be a very quick one, but we're going to be going over some cloud practitioner exam questions. I've also done this in the past. I think I used WizLabs too, and I used Udemy, and I used a couple of AWS white papers as well. So I've been here too, and I'm hoping to learn from everybody else, and we can also walk through this together. So we have about 65 questions to complete within 1 moment, please. We have about 65 questions to complete, and you can just put in your answers in the chat and I will see it. If you think that there are going to be multiple choice questions, some single response and some multiple response. Is this the first time that, okay, I'm trying to admit people in the waiting room. Is this the first exam prep that you're having, or you've had these sessions over and over again?
First.
This is the, oh, okay. Oh, great. Oh, I'm on it. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. So we're going to start the quiz. And if you have a response, you can put it in the chat. You can unmute yourselves and tell me if it's A or B or D or C. Sometimes I would probably call on you to defend your answers. Hi, Samuel. Welcome. Welcome. This is my first time in class. Great. Great. Good to see you here. Okay. So we're going to pass this collectively, or we're going to fail this collectively. Whatever responses you give me as a team, I'm going to select that response, and that will be our response. I'm not going to interfere in your response. Whatever we agree on as a class, that's going to be our response to that answer, to that question. So I'm just going to start right now. Okay, Samuel, this is exam prep for the cloud practitioner exam. Some people already have it. Welcome, Kazim. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. This is the first exam prep that we're having. We're going to be going over questions, and if you have any questions, I will take that after the session. And if you have any responses to this question, some people have gone through this before, some people have not. So I totally understand if you choose to be quiet, but I would recommend that you putting a response in the chat session. That's what we're doing right now. Kazim and Samuel, you're welcome if this is your first time. Okay. So which AWS services can be used to store files? Which AWS services can be used to store files? Please, you can put in your responses in the chat section. I'm sure that the Cloudticians team, oh, perfect. Larry says B and C. Is the only Larry that we have in class today. Perfect, Tosin. Okay. Final answer, B and C. Okay, we're doing this. Great, great. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody. We're going to the next question. So I'm not going to be reviewing the attempt. We'll review the questions much later after we finish this session. But for now, we would be going to the next question. So when an administrator is looking to deploy shared file access Linux-based workloads, which will require up to petabytes of data stores, what is the best suited file storage option to use? I think this is a single response. This is it's not multiple choice, it's a single choice answer. Okay, that we're expecting. D, Kate says D, Amazon EBS. Okay. Just 2 people have responded, so okay. Okay. Okay, final answer. Okay. Lekon, why did you say B? You seem do you mind defending your answer, or you would rather we just move on? Okay, we'll move on. Okay. So the B's and the D's. Okay, so when an administrator is looking to deploy shared file access based Linux-based workloads, which will require up to petabytes of data store, what is the best suited file storage option to use? Most people said D, blessed. And Salva chose B, and then the rest of them chose D. So what final answer? I think the D's have it. Okay, we're going to choose D then, and we move on. Okay, so which Amazon Route 53 routing policy can be implemented to route traffic to multiple resources based upon user location? Bola, you're ready. You just dropped it. Okay. But oh, I see. Because of the location, right? Okay. Final answer, everybody. Please put in your answers in the chat. Okay. I see A's. Which Route 53? Huh. Hey, Timile. Okay. It looks like the A's have it. Can I get more responses in the chat section? Which Route 53 routing policy can be implemented to route traffic to multiple resources based upon user location? Geolocation routing policies, geoproximity routing policy, simple routing policy, and latency routing policies. I'm waiting for more responses. A, okay, so the A's have it. There's more A. Okay, next question. Which AWS service provides infrastructure security optimization recommendations? Which AWS service provides infrastructure? Jude, is the answer for this one or for the previous one? We still have about 61 questions to go. And we have to also review our answers as well. Okay. Okay, that's C, right? Okay. Okay, so which AWS service provides infrastructure security? Okay. Optimization recommendations, trusted advisor. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, the C's have it. Which Amazon Route 53 routing policy will be best suited to divert traffic in proportions to multiple resources? Latency routing policy, weighted routing policy, failover, and then we have multi-value answer routing policies. Which Amazon Route 53 routing policy will be best suited to divert? I'm seeing BAD. I'm seeing different answers. Looks like the D's have it. Ah, okay. Find out. I need one more person to either give me a B or a D. Okay, so okay. So the D's. Okay. Well, all right. Okay, Timile. Okay, I see. I see. Well, I think we chose D actually because we had more D's. But yeah, thank you for providing a justification. Kate says B. Okay, so we have more B's then. I'm going to go back and select that. And then we can move on to the next one. Okay. A company needs to know which user was responsible for terminating several. Is there a question? Okay. A company wants to know which user was responsible for terminating several critical Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 instances. What can the where can the customer find this information? Where can the customer find this information? Trusted advisor, EC2 instance, usage report, CloudWatch, audit, CloudTrail logs. Okay. The deal. Okay. The D's have it. I have a client who is moving their on-prem. Yes. Thanks, Femi. I already selected D. I have a client who is moving their on-premise workloads to AWS. Since they're very cost conscious, they would like to get firsthand information on their expenses. Okay, sorry, I have to go over that again. I have a client who's moving their on-premise workloads to AWS. Since they are very cost conscious, they would like to get firsthand information on their expenses they will incur while using AWS services. Which of the following will help them do that? The D's have it. Great. The pricing calculator? They want to get firsthand information on their expenses they'll incur while using AWS services. Okay. Okay. The D's have it then. What is the value of having AWS cloud services accessible through an application programming interface? It will allow developers to work with AWS resources programmatically. AWS resources will always be cost optimized. All application testing can be managed by AWS. Customer owned. On-premise infrastructure becomes programmable. What are your responses? A, okay. Final answer, I've just heard from Bola and from Angel as well. Is there a reason, Oris, I hope I pronounced that properly, but is there a reason why you chose D? Would you like to defend your answer, or you would just prefer to talk about it at the end of the session? You can type it in, you can, okay. No reason? You just want, okay. I'm going to select A. Looks like the A's have it. It allows developers to work with AWS resources programmatically. Okay. Which is the correct statement for spot price with respect to spot? Felt like the right answer. It's my, okay, that's fine. Totally understand. At the end of this session, we will see if we passed collectively or if we didn't pass collectively. And this is our first time. So I'm not, I mean, whichever works for me, we're still going to review the answers as well. So yeah, thanks for contributing. Which is the correct statement for spot price with respect to spot instance? Spot price is static and it changes every 6 hours. Spot price is static and it changes every 24 hours. Spot price varies based upon demand. Spot price is always less than spot instance request. So which is the correct statement? Tammy, I don't think we can choose to. Okay. Okay. So C, right? Oh, okay. Any other responses? Bola chose C, Kate chose. Okay. Looks like. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one. A file sharing service uses Amazon S3 to store files uploaded by users. Files are accessed with random frequency. Popular ones are downloaded every day, while others not so often, and some rarely. So what is the most cost-effective Amazon S3 object storage class to implement? Is it the standard? Is it the S3 Glacier? Is it the S3 one zone infrequently accessed? Is it the S3 intelligent tiering? Okay, they use S3 to store files uploaded by users they want to be able to access with random frequency. The popular ones are downloaded every day, while the others, not so often, some rarely. Okay. Angel, is there a reason why you chose C? Just saying. It looks like the D's have it. Okay. Which AWS service which AWS service automates infrastructure provisioning and administrative tasks for an analytical data warehouse? Redshift, DynamoDB, Elasticache, Aurora. Which AWS service automates infrastructure provisioning and administrative tasks for an analytical data warehouse? Data warehouse, data warehouse. Okay. Oh, automates infrastructure provisioning. Okay. Is it infrastructure provisioning? DynamoDB. Okay. Redshift. I see you, Sammy. Maurice, Larry, Bola. Okay. Somebody said Elasticache. Is there a reason why you think that's the right service? Bola, or you're just dropping an answer? Delta says B, DynamoDB. Ah, everybody's saying B. Okay, let's go. The B's have it. Let's move on. Next question, please. An administrator would like to automate the creation of new AWS accounts for the organization's research and development departments. New workloads need to be spun up promptly and categorized into groups. How can this be achieved efficiently? Use of CloudFormation, AWS CloudFormation would be sufficient. Use of AWS organizations, using the AWS API to programmatically create each account via command line interface, and using the AWS Identity Access Management, IAM. The administrator would like to automate the creation of new AWS accounts for the organization's research and development department. I'd like to know what your answers are. Is it D I'm seeing? Somebody said, sorry, this isn't part of the class, but is there a way to get a one-on-one class to catch up? I believe I'm not the right person to respond to that. I'd like to just complete the exam prep, and I'm sure the admin will get to you regarding that question, if you don't mind, Samuel. Okay. Yes, we will cover. Yes, if we do have time, I have till 6 p.m. Yes, we should be able to cover the correct answers, review them. Yes. Bola says D. Looks like the D's have it. There is an IAM to automate the creation of new accounts for the organization's research. Okay. All right. So we use D. There we go. I think somebody said the correct answer there. Okay. Which service can be used? Yeah, you should be able to do exam prep ongoing, but I'm not sure, Sammy. I don't know if I can speak to that at this point. But yes, once I get more information, I will convey that to you. Which service can be used to download AWS security and compliance documents? AWS well-architected tool, AWS Audit Manager, AWS Trusted Advisor, AWS Artifact. Aha, okay. Well, I say C. Is there, okay. Kate says C. Okay. Which service can be used to download AWS security and compliance documents? Artifacts, Trusted Advisor, Audit Manager, well-architected tool. This will be interesting. Our results will be interesting. Okay. So I'm seeing, so it's a bit of A, B, C, D, all of the above. Looks like the C's have it. So are we going one more answer? D? Okay, these artifacts then. Okay. John, please. Which one is it? The D or the C? Okay, looks like the D's have it. Okay, great. So development team has purchased a new application with limited licenses. The administrator wants to be alerted when usage of the license is exceeded on an Amazon EC2 instance. Which service can be used to meet this requirement? Control tower, config, service catalog, license manager. Development team has purchased a new application with limited licenses. Oh, okay, everybody says D. All right, cool. Let's move on. Which service can be best suited to import third-party SSL TLS certificates that can be used to deploy on Amazon Elastic Load Balancer? Artifacts, Secret Manager, Certificate Manager, Systems Manager, Perimeter Store. What are your answers? Is this D for the previous one? Oh, C. Okay. 15. Okay, Bola says D. Okay. Excuse me. The C's have it. Okay, so certificate manager for third-party SSL TLS certificates. Cool. Next question. Development team is looking to offload SSL processing from existing web servers. Which service can be used for this purpose? Certificate manager, cloud HSM, KMS, or secrets manager? Oh, okay. The dev team is looking to, maybe I should demarcate. So this is for 16. Please, can I get your responses for 16? So the dev team is looking to offload SSL processing from existing web servers. Which service can be used for this purpose? Certificate manager, cloud HSM, KMS, secrets manager. What are your responses? B. Okay, I've just only received responses from Bola. Please, can I get more responses? And then we'll move on. 2 or 3 and we're fine. We'll move on. All right, looks like the bees have it. Cool. Okay, next question. Developer team is creating, thanks. Developer team is creating a new mobile web app. No, I got that wrong. Developer team is creating a new mobile app using AWS resources, which can be accessed by thousands of users. Which of the following services can be used for creating a directory for managing sign in for these users? For managing sign in for these users, Cognito user pools, Cognito identity pools, single sign on, AWS IAM. D. Okay. Final answer, everybody. Oh, somebody said C. Tammy and Jude, please, can you tell me, okay, can you defend your answer 17C? Oh, it looks like the C's have it. Okay, cool. I'll just do C then. Oh, B. Oh, okay. Keyword sign on. All right. I will select C because majority have chosen C. Please be reminded that we're doing this collectively. If we pass together. If we do not, then we do not pass together. But we'll have some time to review our questions. We'll have some time to review our questions and our answers at the end of this session. Okay, so according to the AWS, what is the benefit of elasticity? John is on fire. He said B, create systems that can scale to the required capacity based on changes in demand. So please give your answer to, okay, yeah. Looks like everybody's selecting B. Okay, we'll just go with B then. Cool. Next question, please. For which of the following scenarios are the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 spot instances most appropriate? So workloads that are only run in the morning and stopped at night, workloads where the availability of the Amazon EC2 instances can be flexible, workloads that need to run for long periods of time without interruption, workloads that are critical and they need EC2 instances with termination protection. Okay, B. Final answer? Flexibility. Oh, interesting. Kate says D with, okay. Can I get more responses, please? I'd like to know what the rest of the house thinks. Okay. Joseph says C. Okay, but I would go with the general opinion, if you don't mind. Okay, so it looks like the B's have it. Okay, I'm going to go with the B's. Flexibility, that's what you were saying. Okay, so a financial company with many resources running on AWS would like a machine learning driven and proactive security solution that would promptly identify security vulnerabilities, particularly flagging suspicious or abnormal data patterns or activity between AWS services. Which AWS service would best meet this requirement? Detective, Macy, Shield, or Amazon CloudWatch anomaly detection? C. Am I seeing C? Okay. All right, next question, please. Which tool can you use to forecast your AWS spending? Organizations, DevPay, Trusted Advisor, Cost Explorer. The D's have it. The D's have it. Cool. Thank you guys for responding promptly. So which of the following is an optional security layer attached to a subnet within a VPC for controlling traffic in and out of the VPC? Have the VPC flow logs, we have the web application firewall, we have the security groups, we have the network ACL. DCB. No, it's not multiple. It's not multiple selection. I need us to come to a consensus. Thank you very much. So C's have it. Really? Okay. C's have it. Cool. A radio station compiles a list of the most popular songs each year. The songs are frequently fetched within 180 days. After that, the users will have a default retrieval time of 12 hours for downloading the files. The files should be stored for over 10 years. Which is the most cost-effective object storage after 180 days? Glacier, one zone infrequently accessed, Glacier Deep Archive, standard, infrequently accessed. Somebody says Glacier Deep Archive. Is that the general answer? Okay, looks like. Okay, cool. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is a customer responsibility under AWS shared responsibility model? Patching of host OS deployed on Amazon S3. Logical access controls for underlying infrastructure. Physical security of the facilities. Patching of guest OS deployed on Amazon EC2 instance. Tammy says C, physical security, which is somebody says logical access, which is a customer responsibility under AWS shared responsibility model. Okay, somebody says not C. It's not the customer's responsibility to have. The D's have it. So is the customer's responsibility to patch? Okay, cool. Okay. Yes. Which of the following is a factor? Okay, I think that D was for the previous one. I think that's what we selected. Okay, cool. Which of the following is a factor when calculating total cost of ownership, TCO, for the AWS cloud? Number of servers migrated to AWS, number of users migrated to AWS, number of passwords migrated to AWS, the number of keys migrated to AWS. A, users. A users. A is not users. A is servers. Factor when calculating total cost of ownership. Is it the servers, the users, the passwords, or the keys? Okay, looks like the B's have it then. Okay, cool. Okay. Any other answer? It looks like the B's have it. Yes. All right. Thank you, guys. A group of developers for a startup company store. A group of developers for a startup company store their source code and binary files on a shared open source repository platform, which is publicly accessible over the internet. They have embarked on a new project in which their client requires high confidentiality and security on all development assets. Which AWS services can the developers use to store the source code? Code commit, code deploy, Lambda, code store. Sammy says code star, John says Lambda. Which AWS services can the developers use to store the source code? To store the source code. They're storing source codes and they're storing binary files on a shared open source repository platform, which is publicly accessible over the internet. Huh, what? Okay. Okay. Thank you guys. Looks like the A's have it. Yes, next question, please. An organization has a persistently high amount of throughput. It requires connectivity with no jitter and very low latency, excuse me, between its on-premise infrastructure and its AWS cloud build to support live streaming and real-time services. Which is the most appropriate solution to meet this requirement? Data streams, Kinesis data file host, or direct connect? It has a persistently high amount of throughput. It requires connectivity, no jitter, no low latency, very low latency between its on-prem infrastructure and its AWS cloud build. They support live streaming and real-time services. Which one? Data streams, Kinesis, data file host, direct connect. Answers, please. Angel, is this for this question? Is this for 27? Is that C? Timmy says A. Okay. All right. So we have, okay, can I get more answers, please? So we can get to, okay. Okay. So, how many C's do we have? How many B's do we have? How many A's? A. C. A. D, please. So what do we go with? D. Okay, cool. Cool, we're good. Okay, legendary. Okay, a professional, educational. Okay, thanks. Final answer. Bola, you chose D. Okay, cool. A professional educational institution maintains a dedicated web server and database cluster that hosts an exam result portal undertaken by its students. The resource is idle for most of the learning circle and becomes excessively busy when exam results are released. How can this architecture with servers be improved to be cost efficient? Configure the AWS elastic load balancing between the web server and the database cluster. Configure, seems people are waiting in the lobby. Can admin let them in, please? I would think so. Yes, they will be letting always. Thank you. Configure RDS multi-availability zone for performance optimization. Configure serverless architecture leveraging AWS Lambda functions. Migrate the web servers into AWS EC2 Spot instances. Okay. Load balancing. Oh, Joseph says serverless architecture. We're looking to be more cost efficient. Can I get more responses, please? Load balancing. Somebody says migrate the web servers onto EC2 Spot instances. Okay. Timmy says A, so it looks like we've gotten 2 responses that says A. We've gotten 2 or 3 responses that actually, Sammy says D. So what are we choosing, please? Can I get more answers if you don't mind? Can I get more responses? D. Everybody's saying D now. Okay. So is it D or A? Legendary. I think this is the time where you have to repeat your. Okay. Flip a coin. A. Cool. Okay, fine. The A's have it. Okay. A business analyst would like, how many more minutes do we have? Cool. We've done 29. So yes, we're making progress. Is it? Obina says DDD. Obina, is this for 29 or 28? Okay. A business analyst 20. Okay. A business analyst would like to move away from creating complex database queries and static spreadsheets when generating regular reports for high-level management. They would like to publish insightful, graphically appealing reports with interactive dashboards. Which service can they use to accomplish this? Uthman is on fire. Okay, somebody says B. Okay, cool. Please, I'd like to, so they're moving away from creating complex database queries and static spreadsheets when generating regular reports for higher management. Now, they would like to publish insightful, graphically appealing reports with interactive dashboards. Which service can they use to accomplish this? Okay, let's change to C. Okay, so, okay, all right, I chose C. What is the future? What is the AWS? What is the AWS feature that, okay, if we can say, okay, I think that's for 29. What is the AWS feature that enables fast, easy, and secure transfers of files over long distances between your client and your Amazon S3 bucket? File transfer, HTTP transfer, S3 transfer acceleration, S3 acceleration. Cool. C's have it. Cool. It's okay. Which of the following AWS services is not the permitted service for penetration testing? Amazon EC2 instances. Fargate is not the permitted service for penetration testing. Amazon EC2 instances, Fargate, Route 53, or Lambda. Which is not. Amazon EC2 instances, Fargate, Route 53, and Lambda. Are we going with D, everybody? Cool. Next question. In which five categories does trusted advisor service provide insights for an AWS account? Secure. Okay, Timmy, is this D for this one now or the previous one? I think it's for the previous question, 31. Okay, so in which 5 categories, yes, does trusted advisor service provide insight for an AWS account? Security, fault tolerance, high availability, connectivity, service limits. Security, access control, high availability, performance, service limit. Performance, cost optimization, security, fault tolerance, and service limit. Performance, cost optimization, access control, connectivity, and then service limits. Which 5 categories? Okay, say C. That's the only answer. Okay. In which 5 categories? CCC. Okay, cool. Next question then. Which of the following AWS service is suitable to be used as a fully managed data warehouse? Athena, Redshift, CloudWatch Warehouse. Which of the following AWS services is suitable to be used as a fully managed data warehouse? It should be correct. Correct. um, is it B or D? Please, can I get more answers? All right, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Angel. Okay, the B's have it. What best describes the principle of least, thank you, Obina. What best describes the principle of least privilege? Choose the correct answer from the options given below. All users should have the same baseline permissions granted to them to use. Gabriel, is this for this? 34B. Okay. Okay. Users should be granted permission to access only resources they need to do their assigned jobs. Users should submit all access. The B's have it fine. Okay. Cool. Next question, please. Which support plan can be chosen to get it? And if you think that we're rushing past the question, please do not hesitate to chat to me and say, hey, I'd like more time to read the question. Please, some people have gone through this experience before. Some people have not. If you feel like we're rushing past a question, please call my attention to it. Okay. So which support plan can be chosen to get AWS Technical Account Manager proactively monitor a business critical application on AWS? Is it the enterprise plan, the business plan, the developer plan, the enterprise on-ramp plan? Which plan will get you access to an AWS Technical Account Manager proactively to monitor a business critical application on AWS? Sami says D. Ifeoma says C. Okay. So it looks like the C's have it. The developer plan. Cool. Okay. Okay. If that's what, okay. Cool. That's what I'm selecting. Okay. As per AWS global infrastructure, which of the following components within an AWS region provides a low latency, redundant connectivity? Data centers, edge location, availability zones, regional. Somebody says BBB. Okay. The B's have it, edge locations have it. Is there a reason why you chose A? Would you like to defend your answer? Or no, you'd rather we wait till the end of this session? You can just type.
Well, for me, okay, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
When you're talking about the regional cache, if I'm understanding it correctly, it deals with the region. The availability zones is where you have availability connection. So, but the data centers, as from what I understand, might be low. Of course, I don't know. I'm a beginner with no tech knowledge.
Okay. No. I like the. Oh no. Yeah. Thanks for defending your answer. Well, more people chose B, so permits me to choose B, and then we'll go to the next question. But we'll come back to this and review our answers at the end of this session. Pause the time while someone is talking. Okay, Manred. Which of the following routing policies can be used to provide the best performance to global users accessing a static website deployed on AWS S3 buckets at multiple regions? The Route 53 weighted routing policies, the Route 53 latency routing policies, Route 53 geo-proximity routing policy, the route of 3, geolocation routing policies. C. Okay, D. All right. Any more answers from the team? D. Providing best performance to global users accessing a static website deployed in AWS S3 bucket in multiple regions. Okay, everybody says D. Cool. Which of the following services can be used to optimize performance for global users to transfer large sized data objects to a centralized Amazon S3 bucket in US West 1 region? The S3 transfer acceleration on the Amazon S3 bucket, the CloudFront push and put commands, the multi-part upload, the Amazon Elasticache. D. Okay. D. Okay. Okay, everybody's saying D. Which of the following is not an area of shared controls shared between AWS and customer in different contexts? Within the AWS shared responsibility model, we're selecting 2: configuration management, service and communication protection, patch management, IAM user management, training and awareness. Please give me a moment. I would be back in a minute. Okay, Sami says B and A. Which of the following is not an area of shared controls shared between AWS and customers in different contexts within the AWS shared responsibility model? Configuration management, service and communication protection, patch management, IAM user management, training and awareness. BD, EA, AC, A and E. So A has appeared 3 times, so 4 times. So A is there, right? That's what we chose. What's the next one that appears more than once? CE, AC. How many times is C appearing? It looks like C is appearing a couple more times. Is that our final answer? I'm not sure who's unmuted, but I hear some background noise. All right, thank you. I don't hear it anymore. All right. Looks like A and C were admit. A and C, we're going to go over to the next one. So which of the following services can be used to automate software deployments on a large number of EC2 instance and on-prem servers? So code pipeline, cloud formation, code deploy, and config. B, okay. All right, so what are we selecting? D. I'm not sure who's unmuted, but please kindly mute yourself. Okay, we have 2 C's and then we have a B and a D. So I'm going to go ahead and choose code deploy and we'll see the result. Okay, so which of the following statements best describes the AWS Personal Health Dashboard? A concise representation of the general status of AWS services, a service that prompts the user with alerts and notifications on AWS scheduled scheduled activities, pending issues, and planned changes, a minute-by-minute update of system outages and service errors on the AWS global infrastructure, a rolling log of all service interruptions across the AWS network and records of incidents persistent for a year. 41, please. Somebody said D for 41 or something else. No response. B, A, A. Okay, we'll select A then and we move on to the next question. A startup company that works on social media apps development. So just have to choose B. Okay, but can we get one more answer that will? Let me go back to the question. Which of the statements best describes the AWS personal health dashboard? Please, one more answer from the crowd and we can move on to the next question. Topa says B. Okay, Toby says B, all right. A startup company that works in social media apps development would like to grant freelance developers temporary access to its Lambda function set up on AWS. These developers would be signing in by Facebook authentication. Which service is the most appropriate to grant secure access? Create user credentials using the identity access management. Use Amazon Cognito for web identity federation. Create temporary access roles using IAM. Use a third-party web ID federated access provider. Joseph says C. Looks like the D's have it. There's more D. So let me say C. So the C's have it. See the final answer. They're signing in via Facebook authentication. Okay. See that. There is a requirement to store objects. The objects must be downloadable via a URL. Which storage option would you choose? S3, Glacier, Storage Gateway, EBS. Charity says A. Hi, Charity. Somebody says A, also is A. Okay, the A's have it then. There is a requirement to host a database server for a minimum period of 1 year. Which of the following would result in the least cost? Thank you. Thank you all for the answers. We're going to the next question. Spot instances on demand, no upfront cost reserved, partial upfront cost reserved. We want to host a database server for a minimum period of 1 year. Which, okay, B, okay. Which of the following would result in the least cost? Okay, next question. During, oh, Marlon says D. Okay. During an organization, and if you feel like for people who are just joining, you're welcome. If you feel like we're rushing past a question and you need to go back to review that question, please call my attention. Tell me I'm moving too fast. Let me know. You can put in a chat and I will, and we'll go back and also go over that question again. Okay, so during an organization's information system audit, the administrator is requested to provide a dossier of security and compliance reports and online service agreements between the organization and AWS. Christina is on fire. She said A. Okay. Which service can they utilize to acquire this information? Artifact, Resource Center, AWS Service Catalog, Directory Service. Can we have the link to the question to do at our own pace? I believe so, Idris. You can have access to I don't know if it's to this account, but I know that you can always sign up for a WizLab account. And yes, you would have access to so many questions, so many AWS questions on there. Okay. A, everybody says A, okay. A new department has recently joined the organization and the administrator needs to compose access permissions for the group of users. Now, given that they have various roles and access needs, what is the best practice approach when granting access? Thank you, Christina. Yes, Idris, I think you're the one that asked that question. Christina just provided the link to wizlabs.com. You can always register and you have access to that. Where was I? Okay. What is the best practice approach when granting access? So after gathering information on their access needs, the administrator should allow every user to access the most common resources and privileges on the system. B, the administrator should grant all users the same permissions and then grant more upon request. C, the administrator should grant all users the least privilege and then add more privileges to only those that need it. D, users should have no access and be granted temporary access to the locations that they need to execute a task. Okay, the C's have it, we're good. Okay, which of the following are advantages of having infrastructure hosted on the AWS cloud? We have to select two answers for this. Having complete control over the physical infrastructure, having the pay-as-you-go model, no upfront costs, no need to worry about security. BC, 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 Oh, cool. All right, then the BCs have it. There, oh, okay. Yes, thank you, BC. Yes, we selected that. Okay, so there is an external audit being carried out on your company. The IT auditor, Marlon. Okay. The IT auditor needs to have a log of who made the request to the AWS resources in the company's account, which, yes, thank you guys, thank you so much. Next question, please. Did I select the B? Yes, I did. We're almost done, we're going to see if we pass this or we don't pass it. Okay, if we pass, we're passing together. If we do not, we see our, answers together as well. Okay, so I have less than 45 minutes. We can do this. The web administrator maintains several public and private web-based resources for an organization. Which service can they use to keep track of the expiry dates of the SSL, TLS certificates, as well as updating and renewing? Yeah, oh, okay. Marlon says D. Cool. Data lifecycle management. Yes. Okay. I'm choosing D. We're going to the next question. Which of the following statements, thank you. Which of the following statements regarding billing, cost optimization, and cost management in AWS is accurate? When considering migrating to the cloud, the AWS total cost of ownership calculator is guaranteed to save up to 80% of the cost of running on-prem infrastructure. In AWS budgets, utilizing costs and usage budgets will optimize and reduce the overall spend by 79%. The AWS pricing calculator will work out a revised bill that can reduce the overall spend by 60% if you commit to a long-term usage plan. When using savings plan, 72% savings can be made on AWS EC2, AWS Fargate, and AWS Lambda usage. Marlon says D. Can I get my responses, please? Marlon, is this D for 50 or for 49? If someone says A, okay. Can I get more responses, please? 72%. I'm sure that's what he meant or she meant. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the D's have it. Oh, we have 2 C's and 2 D's. Please, can I get more responses so we can get to a consensus?
I want to say D, but I can't type it because I'm driving. So
Cool.
sorry for interrupting.
No worries, no worries. We'll select D. Thanks. Okay, yes, I've chosen D. Which of the following features can be used to preview changes to be made to an AWS resource, which will be deployed using the CloudFormation template? The AWS CloudFormation drift detection, AWS CloudFormation change sets, AWS CloudFormation stack sets, AWS CloudFormation intrinsic functions. Somebody says D. Which of the following features can be used to preview changes to be made to an AWS resource, which will be deployed using the AWS CloudFormation template? Drift detection, change sets, stack sets, intrinsic functions. Okay, somebody says B. I think Blessed. I'm not sure if that's how to pronounce your name, but forgive me if I said it wrong. I think it's okay. Said B, A, B. Okay, we have more B's. Okay, we'll go with B then. Which option best suits the implementation of an Amazon RDS database instance? Please, is this exams practice for all? How do you mean for all, Victor? I believe so. Everybody who's looking to write the cloud practitioner exam needs to practice. Yes. Everybody who's looking to write that exam needs to practice. Yes, and that's what this exam practice is for. Yes, Victor, welcome. Which option, you're welcome. Which option best suits the implementation of an Amazon RDS database? It doesn't, Tosin, we just started last week. It doesn't matter, you could still write the exams. It doesn't, I mean, well, everybody learns at different paces, but yeah, don't be discouraged. You can still, get 1 or 2 things during this exam practice. So yeah, keep an open mind and see what you can pick, 1 or 2. Okay. Which option best suits the implementation of an Amazon RDS database instance instead of a NoSQL non-relational database? So where data sets are constantly evolving. I didn't catch the beginning of this. How did you get to this practice exam? But we haven't treated them as no worries, don't feel lost. You'll get to it. There is a link that I think Christina sent before. Christina, if you'd be so kind to send that link again. Yes, yes, okay. There's a lot going on in the chat section. Yes, thank you. Where data sets are constantly evolving and cannot be confined to a static data schema, where vertical scaling of the database resources is not permissible and is seldom necessary, in an organization where data sets are dynamic and document-based, in an organization where only a finite number of processes query the database in predictable and well-structured schemas. So which option best suits the implementation of an RDS database instance instead of a NoSQL non-relational database? A or C? Okay. D. Well, it looks like there are more A's, so we'll go with, there are 2 A's and 2 D's. Okay. Yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. We will practice the solution architect associate questions when it gets to that time. I don't know how many people have their cloud practitioner sets yet, but yes, we'll practice it as well. Sami says D. Jude says A. Let's see what's going on. There seems to be a lot of A and D's. Okay, the D's have it then. Which, okay, you're defending your answer. Okay, say NoSQL, right? Instead of a NoSQL, non-relational, okay. While making changes to AWS resources, like adding a new security group ingress rule, I need to capture and record all these changes that will be helpful during an audit. Which of the following AWS service helps me do that? Trusted Advisor, CloudWatch, Config, CloudFormation. Which AWS service helps me to capture and record all the changes I'm making? Okay, more B's. Okay, cool. AWS organization. Yes, yes, thank you. I selected B. AWS organization helps manage multiple accounts effectively in a large enterprise. Which of the following statements related to AWS organizations are correct? An organizational unit can have only one parent. An account can be a member of multiple organization units. An SCP policy only impacts a particular AWS account, even when it's applied at the root account. Organizational level policies are known as service control policies. Service control policies can only allow actions instead of deny actions. Okay, so we have more B's, but yeah, I think we have to select 2. Marlon says A, B. Shella says B. Bolakale says D. I hope that's how to pronounce your name. We need one more option. So if there's a B and there is a D, BD.
I'll say B.
Okay, so BD then. All right, so we move to the next one. Which of the following statements are incorrect regarding NoSQL databases? They are not relational. They need to have a well-defined schema. Non-SQL databases are horizontally scalable. A patient's record in a hospital system with changing data for every visit is a good candidate to be modeled using a NoSQL database. Which of the following statements are incorrect regarding NoSQL databases? B, they need to have a well-defined schema. C, NoSQL databases are horizontally scalable. A, they're not relational. D, a patient's record in a hospital system with changing data for every visit is a good candidate to be modeled using a NoSQL database. Okay, looks like the B's have it. Cool. Next question. What is a valid difference between AWS Global Accelerator and AWS and Amazon CloudFront? We're choosing 2 responses. A, AWS Global Accelerator. I didn't get that. Okay. Okay, that wasn't for me. AWS Global Accelerator uses the Anycast techniques to accelerate latency sensitive applications. Amazon CloudFront uses Unicast. B, Amazon CloudFront makes use of edge locations and edge infrastructure, while AWS Global Accelerator does not. How did you get to D? I'm still in C. C, AWS Global Accelerator does not include the content caching capability that Amazon CloudFront does. D, AWS Global Accelerator is suitable for applications that are non-HTTPS, such as VoIP, MTTQ, and gaming, whereas Amazon CloudFront enhances the performance of HTTP-based content, such as dynamic web applications, images, and videos. E, for the resource endpoint, Amazon CloudFront offers static public IP addresses, while AWS Global Accelerator does not. So I have 2 Ds and I have 1 B. If I could get more responses, yes, Sammy says DE. DE final answer? Is that what we're choosing? Next question then. Which of the following is the responsibility of the customer to ensure the availability and backup of the EBS volumes? Which of the following is the responsibility of the customer to ensure the availability and backup of the EBS volumes? So we have create copies of EBS volumes, attach new volumes to EC2 instances, create EBS snapshots, delete the data, and create a new EBS volume. Marlon says B, create EBS snapshots. Undecided. Okay, so it looks like the B's have it then. It looks like the B's have it. Okay, there's no such a copy. I think we selected B, Marlon. Which AWS service gives the user the ability to group AWS resources across different AWS regions by application, and then collectively view their operational data for monitoring purposes? Systems Manager, Management Console, Resource Groups, and your Resource Access Manager. We're just choosing one, Stella. B. All right then. All right, thank you. Which of the following is a situation that would require using both spot and reserved EC2 instances? A build that has sudden unpredictable workload spikes for a short time horizon. B, one in which there is a predictable resource demand over a long time horizon. C, one that has unpredictable spikes for a long time. D, one that has a constantly predictable workload with brief unpredictable spikes. Sam, is this B for this question? Which of the following is a situation? Okay. Which of the following is a situation that would require using both spot and reserved EC2 instances? B. Okay. All right. When designing a highly available architecture, what is the difference between vertical scaling, scaling up, and horizontal scaling, scaling out? So scaling up provides high availability, while scaling out brings fault tolerance. That's for A. B says scaling out is more cost effective compared to scaling up. C says scaling up adds more resources to an instance, and scaling out adds more instances. D, other scaling groups require scaling up, whilst launch configurations use scaling out. Yes, Sammy. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. 61, we have 4 questions to go, and then we can see whether we passed or not, but I think it would be success. Okay. A weather tracking system is designed to track weather conditions of any particular flight route. Flight travelers, all of Christina. Okay, thank you. Flight travelers all over the world. Okay. Flight travelers all over the world make use of this information prior to booking their flights. Travelers expect quick turnaround time in which the weather display and flight booking will happen, which is critical to their business. So you have designed this website and you're using AWS Route 53 DNS. The routing policy that you will apply to this website is geolocation route. Hey, Info will not let me read the options. Okay, 8 is, which of the following services can be used as an application firewall in AWS? Snowball, WAF, firewall protection. Yes, Marlon. Sammy says C. Okay, I've changed it back to C. Someone says B. I've changed it back to B. Okay, but I need more responses. Okay, the B's have it. Femi says C. All right, I think the application file will be correct. Okay. Somebody says CCC. Maybe I'm not saying it right. Oh yeah, that's a, okay. Okay, the B's have it then. The B's have it. Cool. What can be termed as a user-defined label that has a key value pair of variable character length? It is assigned to AWS resources as metadata for administration and management purposes. The resource tag, the resource group, the resource flag, tag key. That last brought out the fun Nigeria part of the reader.
D.
Hey. Somebody says resource group. Okay. Somebody says D, somebody says A. All right, the D's have it then. There are more D's in the chat section. Thank you. A financial organization has on-premises data center that holds large volumes of customers' financial transactions data on its legacy mainframe systems. Now, while assessing this transaction data, they have implemented a caching solution in the AWS cloud that will hold the customer's financial data due to performance issues. The transaction data is extremely confidential and is heavy in bandwidth while transferring to the cloud. What connectivity would you recommend for this data transfer? Select the best answer. Direct connect with the VPC connection, virtual private network, your VPN, AWS storage gateway, or your Snowball. Okay, the B's have it. Cool. Which of the following services can be used by the security team to investigate and analyze root cause of potential security threats on AWS resources? Excuse me, give me a minute, please. Amazon Detective, AWS Shield, Guard Duty, Security Hub. Which of the following services can be used by the security team to investigate and analyze root cause of potential security threats on AWS resources? Detective, Shield, Guard Duty, or Security Hub? A's. It looks like the A's have it done. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our session, and we'll see whether, can I go ahead and submit? Round of applause, round of applause. Thank you all for contributing. No, Victor, there's nothing to fear. Yes, we wish to yes. We need about 70%. We need about 70% to pass the exam. We got 61.54, but I like to encourage you. I mean, I think it's a good score. I think we don't see it like that. I think it's a good score, but you actually need about 70% to pass. Absolutely. If this is the first time that we're doing this test, this is great. I believe that yes. They're encouraging one another. It's such a yes, for me, we did. So I would like for us to go over. I would like for us to go over some of the questions that we did not pass. Okay, so for cloud concepts, we got about total questions, there were about 11 questions, and we got 7 correct, we got 4 incorrect. For billing and pricing, there were 8 questions and we got 4, but I'd like for us to go over questions that we did not get correctly. I have about 25 more minutes. Okay, so we can breeze through this. Which AWS services can be used to store files? We got this one. When an administrator is looking to deploy shared file access Linux-based workloads, which will require up to petabytes of data stores, which is the best suited file storage option to use? That's why this is correct. What is the best suited file storage option to use? Excuse me, when you have access to the Weez Labs, you can actually go through these questions yourself, but typically when you see file storage options, then you should most likely be thinking about, you have EFS in the options, then that should, yes, we got this one correctly. Because of the user location, the Route 3 routing policy should be the geolocation routing policies. Which AWS service provides infrastructure recommendations? Yes, this one was correct. This was also correct for diverting traffic in proportions to multiple resources. We use the weighted routing policies. That was correct. CloudTrail logs, because we want to know which user was responsible for terminating that instance. So typically your CloudTrail would provide activities of, well, every activity that's conducted on AWS services. And you can see which user did what from the logs. Pricing calculator. Yes, I don't know who, yes, somebody insisted on this pricing calculator. We kept going back and forth, Cost Explorer, pricing calculator, but yes. To know what you would, okay, this question says they would like to get firsthand information on what their expenses would be if they were using certain services. It would be your pricing calculator then. We got that correctly. APIs. What is it? Sorry, I'm rushing through this, but I just want us to go over all the questions, both those that we got correctly and the ones that we didn't get. What is the value of having AWS cloud services? Yes, it's to help developers to work with AWS resources programmatically. That's correct. What is a correct statement for spot price with respect to spot instances? They vary, yes, based upon demand. That is correct. Yes, intelligent tiering. Remember that they want to store files uploaded by users. We have some that are actually assessed randomly. We have some that are downloaded every day, while others are not so. So your intelligent tiering will kind of like classify that, and you can have access to the files that you want. Which AWS service, please, anywhere that you see data warehouse, I kept stressing this thing, is Redshift. Is it, these are like bonus questions that can actually get in your exams. Anywhere, why did we choose DynamoDB? I think I'd like to understand the thought process. Why did we choose DynamoDB? What was it that made us choose DynamoDB? Because typically when you see a data warehouse question, it should be Redshift. That's a cheap one to get. Okay. Creation of new accounts. Creation of new account. I think I kept stressing this, but yes, it should be your AWS organization. I'm not sure why we chose that. Maybe because I'm not sure why identity access management was chosen, but typically when you want to create creation of new accounts for the organization, then you should be using AWS organizations to be able to spin those up promptly and categorize them into groups. That would help you achieve that efficiently. I think we got this one. Security and compliance document should be artifact. Correct. Yes, SSL TLS certificates, definitely. This is also something that you should be able to, think about. Even if I wake you up, you just know. They're data warehouse, Redshifts, SSL TLS certificates, certificate managers. There are a couple other things too. File-based storage, then EFS and things like that. Okay. We got this one right too, for offloading SSL processing from existing servers. That will be your cloud HSM. So if you notice, I'm looking through the question. Sometimes you may not have the time to read through everything, but I think you should have the time. Just look for the basic words on there. Please, if you want to manage signing of users, it is Cognito user pools, please. You're creating a mobile app using AWS resources, and you want thousands of users to access this app. Please think about your Cognito user pools. This should help in managing those signings. It is not single sign-on. We'll come to another question that was similar to this that I thought should be federated, well, when we get there. Okay, I think we got this one. Yes, elasticity. Systems that scale to the required capacity based on the changes in demand. We got that one correctly. Workloads, this question had to do with where spot instances are most appropriate. So flexibility. Yes, I remember a few people were writing BBBBB in the question, in the answer section. A financial company with many resources running on AWS would like a machine learning. So I can't assess the chats. If you're chatting now, I don't see what you're sending. Hold on, give me one moment. I said sign in or many guesses going on, just my opinion. Okay, there's a lot going on. I didn't have access to my chat, but now I can see everything that you're writing. Okay. Let me see if I can minimize this. Cool. Okay, so we are looking to identify security vulnerabilities. You're flagging suspicious or abnormal data patterns or activities between AWS services. You're identifying the security vulnerabilities. It should be this, not this. Not this. Okay, we got this one, Cost Explorer. We got that one. Which of the following is an optional security layer attached to a subnet within a VPC for controlling traffic in and out of the VPC? Excuse me. Should be your, let me see what their explanation is. Network ACL can be additionally configured on subnet level to control traffic in and out of the VPC. Your security groups are attached at an instance level and not at the subnet level. Let's go to the next question. What was the major points here? The songs are frequently fetched within 180 days. Now, the users will have a default retrieval time of 12 hours, and then the files will be stored for over 10 years. Yes, this is definitely correct. This is definitely correct. So yes, Deep Archive, Glacier Deep Archive is the appropriate one. This is also correct. Customer responsibility under the AWS shared responsibility model. Patching of the guest operating system. I just admitted that person. Okay, patching of the guest operating system deployed on the EC2 instance. Hey, we kept going back and forth with this one. Number of servers, number of users, number of servers, number of users. When you're calculating total cost of ownership for the AWS cloud, please, number of servers migrated to the AWS, please. I don't know, but there are a couple of names that I remember, but I don't want to call you out. But yeah, I said it was service. Okay, okay. 26, please. I think we had to go over this and we kept going. I kept stressing that it is a place that the company is using to store their source code and binary files on a shared open source repository platform. Yes, please. It's somebody said Lambda. I don't think that's Lambda. It's not for storage in that case, since we're storing source code. What is this about? Okay, this is for streaming. Okay, this is for live streaming and real-time services between on-prem infrastructure and AWS. Okay, Direct Connect is, okay, that was correct. Let's go to the other one. Who said C? I can remember a particular name. I just don't want to call you out, but you were very correct. In this case, the educational institution was maintaining or is looking to maintain a dedicated web server and database cluster that holds an exam result portal undertaken by the students. Now the resource is idle for the most of the learning cycle, and then it becomes very busy when the exam results are released. Thinking about cost efficient, then you're thinking serverless architecture. So I don't know who did that or said that, but you're very correct. A business analyst. One minute, please. 1 minute. Bye-bye. Okay, so a business analyst would like to move away from, yes, please. We kept going back and forth about this. You're creating graphically appealing reports, and I understand why you think it is the CloudWatch CloudWatch dashboards. Maybe because you saw this interactive dashboards here, maybe that's what made you choose that. But when there is a quick site and you're thinking about graphically appealing reports, I would choose a quick site, especially if you're generating reports for high level management. I would definitely choose QuickSight. Every other thing else here, no, I would, if this option is definitely here, this should be the option for this. Okay, 30, okay, we got this one correct. Which of the following services is not the permitted services for penetration testing? Your Route 53. AWS customers can carry out penetration tests against their AWS infrastructure without prior approval for the services below, and there are listed services below here, except for Route 53. This one was also correct. I wouldn't go with that. Fully managed data warehouse, Redshift, correct. Least privilege, yes, only grant permission to access. Users should be granted permission only to the resources that they actually need to do their jobs. Oh, yes. If you need a technical account manager to proactively monitor your business, then it should be the enterprise plan, not the developer plan. I think somebody spoke about this, but I think she chose data centers. But in this case, availability zones is correct if we want to provide low latency, redundant connectivity. This is the right answer. Thank you for taking our time to explain. Which of the following routing policies can be used to provide best performance to global users assessing a static website deployed on S3 buckets in multiple regions? Then it would be this latency routing policies, because we're talking about performance and we're talking about buckets in multiple regions. Then most definitely we should be thinking about the latency routing policies. Which of the following services can be used to optimize performance for global users to transfer large sized objects to a centralized Amazon S3 buckets in US West 1 region? This would be your, yeah, that would be your, is there a reason why we chose Elasticsearch for transferring of large size data objects, or we just wanted to choose it? Okay, never mind. This is the first option. Okay, but yes, your S3 transfer acceleration is most likely going to be the correct option all the time. Which of the following is not an area of shared controls? Your user management and your service and communication protection. That is not an area of shared control. I don't know if we have to read through this. One moment. I need to scroll down. Okay. Let me scroll down to the next one. Automating software deployments. Okay, code deploy. This is correct. AWS, somebody said go back. Please go back to what question? 40 or 41? Shared. Where is it? Where is it? Shared responsibilities? Okay, all right. This one, right? All right. The IAM user management and the service and communication protection, they're not part of the shared controls. Let me know when you want me to proceed. Do you want us to go? Okay, let's read the explanation then. So shared controls are applicable in both the infrastructure and customer layers. A is incorrect. No. I'm looking for B and D. So D is correct since IAM a user management refers to security in the cloud and the best managed by the customer. B is correct since services communication may be subject to data zoning and protection within specific security environments. So that's the responsibility of the customer, and AWS does not play a role in this. For your data encryption, your security groups, configuring NACLs and things like that. Can I move on, Marlon? Okay, all right then. I think I already went over that. Yes, please. Facebook authentication, it's definitely web identity federation. It's definitely, if you're logging in from a particular, if you're authenticating users from most likely from a social media account or Facebook authentication or whatever authentication that is related to that, it should be Web Identity Federation. It hasn't, no, it's not going to be your IAM. No, it's not going to be your access roles using IAM. You're given temporary, yes, Tammy, yes, you said it. And I agree with you. I think we're trying to convince them. Okay, but if you're giving temporary access to the developers to access particular functions, and they're signing in via Facebook authentication, it should be your Web Identity Federation. I think we came across another federation question. I don't know if we got that correctly or wrong. Yes, Amazon Cognito. And remember what I said about Cognito and sign-ins? Yeah, I think the first one was the Cognito user pools to actually signing a number of customers that for the mobile web app. Okay, for the mobile users, correct, Marlon, thanks. And this is Cognito for Web Identity Federation as well. So if they're coming in from platforms like Facebook or LinkedIn or Google Mail, and they require temporary authentication codes, it would most likely be Cognito Web Identity Federation. Yeah. I have how many more minutes? One moment, please. I have 5 more minutes. We're on question 43. Let's just run through. Okay, we got this one correctly. Somebody said this. I can't remember his name, but somebody said this. I can't remember if it was Ubin or somebody like that. Okay. But there is a requirement to host a database server for a minimum period of 1 year. For a minimum period of 1 year. You'd want to know the partial upfront costs reserved. It is if the database is going to be used for a minimum of 1 year, at least it's better to get reserved instances. You can save on cost if you're using partial upfront options. Okay, least cost. Oh, okay. It was mentioned here actually. Quickly, okay, we got this one. Artifacts for security and compliance reports. Yes. Let's go over to another question that we may not have gotten right. CloudTrail, okay, for logs, who made requests? Or anytime you're asked the question about logs or who made what request or who did what activity, it would most likely be your CloudTrail logs. Remember what we spoke about SSL and TLS certificates? That's just, it's here. Remember what we said about data warehouses, Redshift. Remember what we said about LinkedIn, Facebook, login, signing is definitely your Cognito Web Identity Federation. If you're having multiple users, logging into your mobile app, start thinking Cognito user pools. These are like no-brainers that you would see in the exam hall, and you definitely know that's the answer. File object storage, think EFS if it's in the options. Okay, which of the following statements we got this one right? 72%. Marlon, you kept emphasizing this. Yes, I know. You kept emphasizing the 72%. So yeah, that one's correct. Which of the following features can be used to preview changes to be made to an AWS resource? I have 2 more minutes, so let's see. Let's scroll down. While making changes to AWS resources, you need to capture and record all the changes that will be helpful during an audit. Definitely, this is it. Okay, maybe you thought that all these changes or all the errors would be put into CloudWatch Log. I don't know what we were thinking, but yeah, it would definitely be this. If we want to capture all of the records and changes that was made to our AWS resources. Let's see. AWS organizations help manage multiple accounts effectively in a large enterprise. Which of the following statements regarding the, okay, so an AWS organizational unit can only have one parent, and then there are level policies known as service control policies. Okay, let's scroll down and see. Okay, we got this one right. The thing about NoSQL databases, they don't have, they need to have a well-defined schema. Let's see. I get this one right. The difference between Global Accelerator and CloudFront. You can take a screenshot of this and then you can read through that much later. But the C, okay, we did select C. Something about content caching capabilities that CloudFront does. I think this question was the difference. Okay, they're asking about the difference actually between Accelerator and CloudFront. Backup of EVS volumes, EVS snapshots, correct. AWS service that gives the user the ability to group AWS resources across different AWS regions by application and then collectively. Okay, systems manager. I'm not sure why we chose management console, but we want to see the AWS resources in the different regions. This is definitely the correct answer. Which of the following is a situation that requires both spot and reserved EC2 instances? Yes. Unpredictable spikes, but a predictable workload. Unpredictable spikes, but a predictable workload. Then you would need spot and reserved instances. More like the predictable workload for the EC2 and then the unpredictable spikes for the spot instances. We got this one correct. Yes, scaling up, adding resources, scaling out, more instances. That's it. No brainer. If you see there, smash it, please. What is this question talking about? We want to track weather conditions of a particular flight route. There are travelers around the world want to make use of this information to be able to book flights. They expect quick turnaround time in which the weather display and flight booking will happen, which is critical to their business. They've designed this website and are using route. Okay. Okay. They're using, sorry, I didn't read that correctly. They have designed this website and they're using AWS Route 53 DNS. The routing policy that will apply to this website is latency-based routing policy. Okay, because there's a quick turnaround time in the weather display. Okay. Application firewall. I don't know why we were saying AWS firewall. WAF is your web application firewall. But yeah, this is correct, please. That should be a no-brainer actually. Latency. Okay. User defined label with key value pair. That's your resource tag. The key value pair of variable character length for administration and management, that's called your resource tag. I'm 3 minutes over time. Again with WAF, okay. On-prem data center that holds large volumes of customer financial transaction data on legacy mainframe systems while assessing transactional data. Okay, so I think this is basically talking about connectivity, heavy in bandwidth, confidential transactions, and then it's talking about a caching solution that would hold the customer's financial data due to performance issues. I think those are the major things that we should actually get from this question. Is this link for the main class? Is it possible to get these questions being treated? Most likely you would go over, most likely somebody else or would go over these questions, or myself, I'm not sure, depending on what the admin decides to do. But these questions, you'd have to go over them over and over again before the exam date.
I have a question to ask. Is this link the same link for the training?
No, this is from Wheeze Labs. This is from Wheeze Labs. Yes.
Now I'm asking this link, this Zoom link. Is it the same link for the training? Okay.
Yes, I'm signing out in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Because so many people are confused.
Yes, it is the same link.
Hello, quick one. I just want to ask, is this the same link for the training that you're doing right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's yes, please.
Okay, I can just.
Chichi, I had a question.
Yes, please.
Are you able to save all these questions and answers into a PDF and share that with us?
I will confirm that the admin will permit me to do that. I don't know if that's allowed, but I want to make sure that it's permitted for me to do that. But of course, there's nothing stopping us from doing that. But typically, we encourage people to have access to go onto Wheeze Labs. Kindly mute yourself. Kindly okay. Please, who's speaking?
Yeah, but we need to I'm not network ike. Oh, YouTube.
I don't know who's speaking, sir, but please mute yourself. Okay. For those who just came in, if this is the first day of your session, when did this meeting start? Thought it was okay. Please, one after the other. So many questions. This is from wheezelabs.com. We encourage people to actually go on there. There's so many questions that you can actually keep training yourself on. And then when we come to class, we can also review those questions. And if you have particular questions about specific topics, please go ahead and ask in your next class or on the Telegram page. So instead of having to download this in a PDF, I'm not sure if the admin would permit that, but I'll have to confirm and clarify. But yes, go on to wheezelabs.com. I think there'll be, I don't know how much you have to pay, but yes, you may have to pay a certain amount to have access to some of these resources for your DevOps exam, your solutions architects exam, your big data exams, your developer exams. There are a couple of resources on there for you that could help you. Oh, 15 USD. Okay. All right. Thanks, Paula. Yes. Let me reach out to the admin. I think we're done with today's sessions.
Yes, you can go ahead and end the Zoom once you're done.
So this is not the Zoom for the class, the main class?
No, it was actually a different Zoom that was created. So we can end it and then a new link will be sent out.
All right, cool.
You have a very beautiful voice. That is true.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
I agree. You do. You do have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Success. I wish
Are we logging out of this Zoom link?
Yes, please.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yes, please.
Would a new link be shared in the Telegram?
That is correct. Yes,
Okay,
yes, that's the
thank you.
plan. So